Well, it's Saturday, so hopefully that means all WWE's programming before the pay-per-view is officially over, and I have a good grasp on the match card, barring any unannounced pre-show match. They didn't announce anything new on SmackDown, I don't think. So yeah, I think we have the match card. 7 matches. Let's go through them, and I will tell you who I think is going to win. We'll start with the non-title matches. First up, we have Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Now, if you saw last night's SmackDown, you'll know you'll pretty much have a grasp of what this feud is about. Jeff Hardy came back after an extended absence, both for injury and for other purposes, which is kind of what this story has been about. That Sheamus still thinks that Jeff Hardy is is either a drunk or a drug addict, even though he's been. I think he's not. I think he's been away from drugs for quite a while, for about 9 years, I think. Alcohol, not so much, but still, that's not my business really. And yeah, we had that really stupid segment on SmackDown with the sobriety test, and it's like, it was really stupid. Anyway, as for who's going to win this match, it's tough to say, honestly, because you could use this as a way to get Sheamus to look like a really dastardly heel. How he's been throwing all these accusations against Jeff, even though every single one of them has been proven wrong, and he was humiliated on the SmackDown before the pay-per-view, but I can't really bring myself to say that he's going to win. Honestly, I feel like this feud just really hasn't been all that good. In fact, it's been very controversial for a lot of people. A lot of people are not happy with it. So I have a feeling that maybe they just want to end it early. Get this stupid segment out of the way, have the match, have Jeff win. Maybe you can have some sort of segment that shows that that was Sheamus who framed him for the car accident and all that. And yeah, something like that. Just get the feud over with. Jeff can move on to something else. Maybe since AJ Styles is the new Intercontinental Champion, that could be in the next feud for him. Before you ask, no, I haven't seen the AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan match. I should point. I will try and get to see it at some point, but yeah, I've heard it's really damn good, but I need to wait for either WWE to upload the episode on YouTube for viewers who don't get WWE programming on TV, or it has to come on the network. Because usually how I keep up with WWE programming, since I don't have access to any of the channels that they're on in the US or UK or whatever. But whatever, I'll get to that later. But that could be a feud for him afterwards. Anyway, let's move on. I said Jeff Hardy's going to win. That's my prediction. Moving on, we have what I think might be the main event, but I'm putting it here because I think it's a non-title match, and I personally feel like that should usually not be the main event, unless it's a really, really important match. And I don't think this one is. It's Edge versus Randy Orton, which they built as the greatest wrestling match ever. That is a really stupid tagline. And Edge and Randy and everyone has been saying that this is a really stupid tagline. Hell, Edge claimed that he thought it was a joke when they brought it up, but nope, they're playing it straight. And it's a really stupid tagline. Like, you could have just said this is Edge's first official match, like the Last Man Standing match. Like he debuted back, he returned. Sorry, my vocabulary is all over the place. He returned at the Rumble, which is a Rumble match. He He had a last man standing match with Randy at WrestleMania, but now he's having a standard match to show that he can still go in the ring with regular rules and regular match times against Randy Orton. But they build it like that all of a sudden means that Edge is going to have the greatest match ever. That's so dumb. But enough about the build-up. Let's talk about who's going to win. I'm going for Edge because I really just want this feud to be over with. Yes, the promos are excellent, but I'm kind of done with this feud now, WWE. I just want Edge to beat Randy Orton one last time. In fact, this feud probably should have ended at WrestleMania. Edge wins, we're done. Edge can finally wrestle somebody else, because that's what we want. We want Edge to wrestle against somebody else now that he's back. Have him wrestle anybody else on the roster. I don't care who it is. Just somebody. Well, a match between him and Seth Rollins would be cool. But anyway, I just want Edge to do something else than wrestle Randy Orton again. And yes, I know they've only wrestled once before, but still, please, just end the feud here. Have Edge win and move on to actually wrestling someone else. I don't know if he's going to wrestle on TV or anything, but at least have him have some matches going forward. Okay, that's the non-title matches out of the way. Let's get to the title matches. First up, the United States Championship is on the line as the new United States Champion Apollo Crews defends his title against the former champion Andrade. Now, I'm pretty confident in saying that Apollo's going to retain here. He just won the belt. It would be no point in having him beat Andrade for the title if he was just going to win it back. If they're going to have Andrade win the title back, he could have easily just kept it on Raw, or just not had the title match there. He could have had the title match at Backlash and have Apollo lose to him again and move on to something else. I'm pretty confident in saying that Apollo's going to win. Plus, they've been teasing a feud between him and Kevin Owens, so yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying Apollo's going to retain. Next up, we have a triple threat women's tag team title match. We have the current champions, Bayley and Sasha Banks, defending against the former champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and the Iconics, or I-Iconics, whatever you prefer. I'm going with with Bayley and Sasha Banks, because again they just won the titles. They won them on SmackDown, and I personally don't think having them lose the titles this early is going to help anything. They've barely built anything, and really, I know the women's tag titles aren't really that important because of how they've been built so far. But couldn't you try to do a little bit of building by letting the first champions have a proper reign with the titles? Because if you remember, Bayley and Sasha were the first WWE Women's Champions and Women's Tag Team Champions, and we've yet to do some. And they had one, and I believe they had like one title defense, and then proceeded to lose the titles at Mania. Maybe give them a decent run with the titles before you do something that causes them to break up. Hopefully not with Sasha being the one to turn face. I pointed this out before. Sasha Banks as a babyface fucking sucks. So please don't do that. Anyway, I'm picking Bayley and Banks to retain because Alexa and Nikki just lost the titles, so I don't see the point. And when it comes to the Iconics, I don't know. I just don't see that happening again. I don't see the point of them doing it again. Next up, hold on, let me see if I remember correctly. I have the Wikipedia page over here, so I can see the match card. Another women's match. Asuka defending her Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax. I I'm worried about this one. I can definitely see WWE being stupid enough to have Asuka lose the title to Nia Jax. Sorry. And, ruin Asuka's momentum by not only having her lose to Charlotte on Raw, but then immediately lose the title as well. So cut on her legs from underneath her, because of course that's what they usually do. And I can easily see that they might think that people hate Nia Jax. So obviously she's doing a good job as a heel, even though that's not why we're hating her. We're not hating her for her actions as a character. We're hating her for her actions in the ring. That's not supposed to happen, like injuring Kairi Sane multiple times. Look, I'm not as harsh on Nia. Nia, accidents happen, all that, but I have to agree with people that she seems rusty in the ring. Like, she seems like she has a bit of ring rust to her. Because I don't remember her injuring people quite as many times before she got injured as when she came back afterwards. So yeah, I feel like the best thing WWE can do would be to have Asuka retain. And hell, they've been building this feud between her and Charlotte, and Charlotte is no longer the NXT Women's Champion, so build that match. How about a title match between the two of them at SummerSlam? With Asuka winning, please. Please. And if I can briefly speak on the Charlotte subject, I 100% agree with every single person out there who says that she's overused and overbooked. 100%. She should not be on every single show and beating the champion in a match. That is dumb. It's stupid, and it just makes every single person who despises her get more fuel for their rage. Look, I like Charlotte quite a bit. I owe her a lot for making me take women's wrestling seriously. But it's hard to defend her when all the points people are bringing up about her booking are incredibly valid, and I have no answer. I have no rebuttal to the fact. I can rebut anyone who claims that she's overrated or that she's bad in the ring. She's not. But in terms of her booking, in terms of how much she's been used on TV, no, you're right. You're 100% right that this is bad. So, and I get it. I get that this story is somewhat working because I am desperate to see Asuka beat Charlotte. But I've been desperate for Asuka to beat Charlotte ever since WrestleMania 34. So unless you were planning long term to have that be the story, you're not exactly helping your case, and what she's been doing lately isn't helping the story. But yeah, enough about Charlotte. I've said my piece. I agree 100% with everyone saying that she's overbooked. I would personally like it if they could do one more match between her and Asuka. Have Asuka finally win a match against her in a title match. Key point there, because I know someone's going to bring up that, well, she has beaten Charlotte in the past. I know she has. But one, it was not clean, and two, it wasn't a title match. I don't think either of them were champion at the time either. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, we can do that match for the title. Maybe at SummerSlam if that's still happening. I don't know when they're going to do that. I'm not sure. And the point is, Asuka, I'm going to say, is going to retain. I'm worried, but I'm hoping so badly Asuka does in fact retain. Like, and I'm thinking that's where they're going. It's like, I feel like they can't exactly just throw that title away from her when they're building the way that they are. Just continue Asuka Charlotte, just build that feud with the title and leave Nia Jax out of it. Also, where the hell is Shayna Baszler? Like, I haven't seen hide nor hair of her for quite some time. Where is she? Anyway, enough about that. I've said everything I need to say. I'm picking Asuka to retain. Next up, we have the first of our 2 world title matches. First up, a handicap match for the Universal Championship as Braun Strowman defends against both John Morrison and The Miz. These handicap title matches are always really dumb booking, in my opinion. They rarely involve an actual title change, unless it's the Intercontinental Championship, and I can definitely see them doing that because that happened to Braun because he was Intercontinental Champion and then he faced Cesaro, Shinsuke, and Sami Zayn, and Sami ended up pinning him to win the title in a handicap match. But I am not so confident in that. But I'm not very confident that they're going to do that because of the story they've been building with the Fiend. I'm predicting that the Bray Wyatt Fiend Braun Strowman storyline is going to continue. They're just holding off on it for a little while because they don't want to oversaturate the Fiend, and 2, I believe Bray Wyatt just recently had another kid. So, has to be with that one. But anyway, I'm picking Braun Strowman to retain because I feel like if he's going to drop the title, it's going to be to the Fiend. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Anyway, then we move on to, I don't think this is going to be the main event, but if I was booking it, it would be. It's Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Now, I can definitely say that Bobby Lashley has been built up as a credible challenger over the past few weeks, and there is an element saying that his new manager MVP could potentially be a key factor in Bobby Lashley actually winning, but Drew is doing such a good job as the champion, and he's had like 2 title defenses so far. I feel like he deserves to have a longer reign with the belt. Maybe at least until SummerSlam, in my opinion. So, I just don't feel like you should take the title off of him right now. I would certainly like to see Bobby Lashley win the WWE Championship at some point, but I don't think now is the time. I feel like you can build Bobby Lashley a little bit more, get rid of Lana, definitely. Hell, you can make that into a match. Like, make Bobby look strong by the fact that he loses thanks to interference from Lana, and we finally break up that team and we send Lana packing somewhere else. I don't really know what to do, but anyway, MVP and Bobby Lashley is a lot better than Lana and Bobby Lashley. So yeah, get rid of Lana. But I'm picking Drew McIntyre to retain here because I don't feel he should lose the title just yet. Build up to something else. Have someone else be the one to take it off of him. Or you could have it be Bobby Lashley, but just not right now. Just build a story, build Drew up a little bit more, keep him as champion for a little longer, but, I really don't want Drew to lose the title just yet. So yeah, those are my predictions. Quick recap, in case you forgot. Jeff Hardy, Edge, Apollo Crews, Bayley and Sasha Banks, Asuka, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre. Those are my predictions. I'll see you Monday, or possibly earlier if they announce something else. But yeah, I'll see you Monday night after Backlash has finished airing, and I'll tell you my thoughts then. Till then.